Good evening, good afternoon. This is New York by Night, Camarilla Venue. Tonight we have Jean Lejours from Clan Toreador, Bubba LeRoux from Clan Malkavian, and Emily Stevenson, and whoever else may decide to join in. Jean Lejours woke up this beautiful evening, and he a little bit it's foggy and snowy and -8, and he received a phone call from Bubba, who must have recently woke up from having his face torn off. And Bubba was concerned about John's health for the first 3 seconds of the conversation, and then he went in to ask about his car. His pink mobile was saved from a car thief in a previous scene. And so Jean Lejour gave to Bubba his address of the club and the garage, and he immediately hung up and gave Emily a call so she can come in and settle any issues she might have had from that night.
And make sure
And a
Bubba
chant, yes, and make sure Bubba is okay and
doesn't freak the shit out and destroy the place.
again.
Again.
Emily will revive a little before. I mean, as soon as she gets the message, she's more or less on her way. So she's there. She'll just have greeted LeRoux and just Lejours, sorry. And she just sits down and waits for.
Emily, nice to see you again. Our common friend should be on his way. Just to let you know, the crystal that I have is in a different place away from this building. So I don't think the picture should activate on us.
Right. I mean, I've saved mine or placed mine in different locations.
It shouldn't
Hopefully,
be.
that won't happen.
It shouldn't be active, but we should keep an eye on it in case it recharges.
Yeah.
Eventually, I would like to take a look at it sometime.
Well, you know what happens when we do that.
No, not the same time as a picture.
Oh, right.
No, don't bring it here under nose. Unless you feel like taking a stroll in the fucking medieval woods.
I'm not.
Was there raping nagas?
No, thanks. That Naga I've seen more than once.
Well, it is an open invitation. I am going to go back there again, so whoever wants to join.
Well, I mean, if it's an excursion, maybe maybe. I don't know. I've gotten some more things to look careful for, but yeah, just shoot me a message if you're, and just let me know. I might pop by.
Alright.
So, we're in the garage right now?
Yeah.
Right, she's just... Well, it does fit him, doesn't it? She points at the car.
Oh yeah, we'll go. Yeah, it's
Flashy, the colors almost... Wow. Colors doesn't match, but it's kind of the same...
same as
intensity as his jacket. Oh,
Oh, pardon me, Jesus. And as you talk about the vehicle and the color and the representation of it in regards to Bubba himself, you hear a very loud sports car approaching.
Does he have
I'll
more than
go
one?
take a look at the window.
And you see that pull up. And it's as soon as the doors open, it starts blaring some absolute rubbish, like techno Euro pop bullshit that somebody like that would be driving. Bubba gets out of the driver's seat, walks around the front, and escorts a woman in a tight black dress out of the driver's side, passenger side, and back around to the driver's side. They kiss, she gets in, and the car drives away. Bubba, let me get that back going around, is no longer in the orange suit, as he has been explicitly told that that would be probably foolhardy. So he is in a slightly more English tailored suit, but is still a glaring, terrible color. This time, please, will you picture him in a suit the color of my font? So have fun with that.
Color of your thought?
My font.
Meaning pink.
Yes, the pink that is
Burning pink.
that Bubba's name is on my overlay here. That pink.
Lejours will just see Emily as she's gone over to him, looked out the window. You'll just see a hand come up to her eyes. She'll go, well, at least his colors of his clothes are closer to his car. And she's face palming at this point.
Mr. LeRoux?
He does keep the white on white tie on undershirt motif rocking though, and yeah, he comes up to the garage. Is the garage open or is it?
Yes, your baby's this way.
Right on. Um,
Hey, Bubba.
well, Emily, Mister, I'm
LeRoux.
sorry, I'm not exactly sure I remember your last name. Lejours? Lejours.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you on a bit more of a civil event.
Pleasure is mine as well.
Bubba looks mildly haggard, like he has not been sleeping a lot lately and probably not feeding much, and what he has been feeding on has been a little bit to it. So, yeah. And, well, where is she now? Is there any more? Is there any harm done besides what I did to the window?
No, there was no. I had to wash some blood on the back, just make sure that it's not there anymore because it may smell funny if it's not completely wiped out. The guy who did it promised me a thorough job, and here it's there. The guys that stole it promised they will not steal it again. He made it. He got his shoulder torn off, but I think he's gonna make it.
Oh, what a shame. And he starts, he just runs his hand. He walks up to the car and he, like, runs his hand, like, along the length from, like, the headlight and on the hood all the way down to the door and opens up and starts it up. And, oh, such a beautiful sound. I never thought I'd heard again. Quite impressive. And he kills it. I tell you, gentlemen, there is nothing that American machinery can ever be compared to by its European counterparts.
I'm a bit of a machinist myself. I like the bush on these cars.
Nothing like fine Detroit muscle. And he kind of sits on the hood a little bit. What do I owe you for storage, sir?
Trivial boon. Actually, in fact, I do require a small favor. A big favor. Much bigger than getting the car back from this gangster. And Emily as well. I require pretty much the same favor. I'll go close the garage door so nobody comes in. Let's go sit in the. Do you have 15 minutes?
He looks at his watch that he's not wearing. Just.
Actually, the garage is safer than going back. I'll get a cigar out. I'll pass. Emily, cigar?
No, no, thanks.
Bubba?
Of course. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Lejours.
And I'll open a lighter.
And
I'll hand you a cutter, and I'll cut mine. I'll hand you a cutter.
cuts it, and he goes. As soon as he sees you open a lighter, he reaches out and closes your lighter while it's still in your hand, and he pulls out a box of matches. He goes, "Oh no, sir! Never ever flour the flavor of a fine tobacco with butane or other such petrochemicals.
Agreed.
Always light it with a wooden match. Let the sulfur burn off first, and light it from about half the match. Here." And he tosses you the the matches.
Alright, my character just acquired a new quirk. Always carry matches. And I'll start the... I'm assuming these are the long stem matches.
It's just a box of diamond matches. It
Yeah.
is as generic as it gets matchbox.
So I'll start a couple of matches together, let this thing wear off, runs off,
Yeah.
and
Hey.
I'll do a little dexterity thing to make sure the window doesn't... The air, like there's no air or wind or whatever, even though we're inside the garage.
Oh my god.
Puff puff away. It's a Perdomo 20th century, 20th anniversary. You'll love those.
Exquisite.
Not expensive at all, but much superior to most cigars I've had in my life.
Not as good as an actual Havana, but much better than anything I've seen representative of the Dominican Republic. Quite fine. So,
I've found this one more superior than a lot of my Havana stock. I do have Havana if you like last time. I have Cohiba and I have Romeo Juliet. They're kind of rare because they're kind of illegal in this country, and I have to drive north of the border.
wow, fuck, pardon me, sorry. Yes, but
And so here's the little thing I kind of need. I've been sent off on too many errands, half cocked and half blind, actually completely blind, and I got shot off and put to sleep for a couple of weeks to a month. And my my our current sheriff is a bit of a bruja, so he is prone to go in half cocked and half blind and get our heads blown off. So I needed to start some sort of an investigation coterie. We used to have one when I first came into the city, and now it's gone. And I would like to apply to have one, to run one, since I have the proper skill set for investigating things, for getting into places where I shouldn't be, for following people that don't like to be followed. As you understand from a Malkavian, you kind of possess the same, this very similar skill set.
um,
Uh,
I possess a very specific set of skills. Most of them are not exactly what you are expecting them to be, I assure you. But yes, I am quite adept at working unseen if I wish to be. But I find my strengths to be more analysis and extraction of things to be analyzed.
that is what investigation, that is the cornerstone of investigation. So here's what I propose. I already have um, Justinian, our Toreador Primogen, as a honorary member of this coterie that's not been started yet. I cannot have a Primogen as a full member because a coterie member, it doesn't make sense for a Primogen to be reporting to a non to a member. So the honorary member makes it easier for administrative purposes for, I
Oh, have
guess,
you?
Primogens to join coteries.
Oh, well, have you heard? I must be a prime candidate for you then, for I am no longer of the Primogen Council.
Why?
Because of the situation.
I thought the situation was handled admirably. We had a guy trying to take out our resources, and for all we know, it was a bit of a trap.
As well, who am I to argue the great wisdom of our benevolent prince?
Ah, useless. Useless, useless, useless. Chip the tower at the base. Take it
Speaking
out.
of this situation, Miss Stevenson, I do believe I owe you an apology.
A bit more than that. She has a smile on her face, but she's. Do you? Well, how much do you remember to be just, you know? I'm curious.
I remember a fair amount, and the blanks that I had to be filled in, trust me, have been filled in time and time again with everybody that I have encountered thusly.
All right. But between me having to haul your ass into the car so you wouldn't, you know, make Usain Bolt proud down the street, and having to contain myself when you pointed a gun to my face, I would say you owe me someone.
Well, I mean, I had no intention of actually using it. It was but a theatrical device. I'm sure you can understand.
A
But
little pause, and then Emily just goes, "Right, right, yeah, theatrical. Yeah, I know yeah, I get it. You like to." She just kind of grumbles and just shrugs and is like, "All right."
but I suppose you are right, Miss Stevenson. On the time that it occurs that you seem fit to have need of my services, I will, of course, make myself available.
All right. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean,
Seems the
losing it,
least that I can do.
no, losing it is, you know, you never know when it happens, and it happens to everyone, I'm told. Don't worry
Yes,
about
well,
it. Don't worry
luckily,
about it.
I,
It's fine.
luckily I didn't put any mortals into an early grave this time. I mean, but your coterie idea, sir, uh, Lejours sounds very intriguing. I cannot say whether or not I can give you a full and honest answer toward your invitation as forgive me, I'm a little scatterbrained at the moment. As welcoming as it may be, that's not the words I'm looking for, but whatever. Um, but I would definitely put forward the idea and also entertain any scenario in which you think that I have skills that might aid your goings on, as it were. Please do
Well,
not
if you
hesitate to reach out.
now before I proceed any further, and I do have a little bit of more to say to this. Allow me to attempt to sell the invitation to our friend Emily as well. Miss Stevenson, you are soon to become a hound. We all know it, we all expect it, and we all support you. It is extremely beneficial for the tower, for the city, to have a person affiliated with investigation into the office of the sheriff. Especially with the current sheriff, as much as I love him and I look up to him and I wish him all the best, he is he chose to be a muscle. There's many ways to approach this, but if the boss is a muscle, then at least one of the other two should be more of the thinking type. And so it will greatly benefit us and benefit the coterie if you were to join the coterie of investigation, knowing that it is not an exclusive coterie. You are welcome to set foot in as many coteries as possible. I don't believe there is a law preventing people from joining multiple coteries, or any tradition against that. In
Last
fact,
I
in
checked, I
public
don't
affairs,
know of any other coteries that are even formed. There were Miss
they will be.
Stevenson and I did once run with the Hunters, but that is dissolved with Luigi's demise and Mr. I can't even fucking remember his name off the top of my head right
When I
Luigi, Luigi, and
now.
Mercy.
Yeah,
Bishop
yeah. And Mr. Mercy's son.
Mercy, Mr. Mercy. Well, when I came to see there was 4 coteries. They do come and go. It's not a permanent fixture. It's not an office. It's not a sheriff or a hound or a, even our hounds come and go, but the position stays. The coteries are formed whenever a group of people see the need for it. And I cannot start the coterie if I don't have members.
Well,
I
Mr.
can,
Lejours, standing on perhaps seeing how our personalities mesh in some further uh, adventures, work, whatever you want to call it. God, I'm dying here, guys. Sorry. Um, I will give you a solid maybe. And that is the best I can do right now, but
if I approach the prince and ask him to start the coterie, and he asks me who is interested in joining, can I put your name?
you may list my name amongst the others, yes.
Thank you.
And he
Uh,
looks he looks kind of antsy and he looks to his card. He goes, and he's like, "Gentlemen, I'm terribly sorry. I'm going to be dreadfully rude, but it has been far too long since I've sat behind the wheel of Dream Car, and I hear the road calling my name. I'm going to have to take a rapid leave of you right now." And Mr. Mr. Lejours, thank you again. I am in your debt for taking care of my baby here. Miss Stevenson, I look forward to hearing from you.
Mr.
Yeah,
Until our paths once again meet, I'll say adieu.
yeah.
Mr. LeRoux,
Take care of yourself.
I strongly appreciate your support on this, and I'm glad you're reunited with your baby, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds splendid. You both know how to get a hold of me. Don't feel unneighborly now. Have a good night. And
Good
at
night.
that, he jumps into the car. He starts it up, revs the engine, and peels out off into the night with Dream Car. And at that, I have to die. So thanks for the for the scene. I'll catch you guys later, and see you in a bit.
Good night. Enjoy your torpor.
As the dream car speeds off in the distance.
Just round the
Uh,
corner, and then we lose sight.
well,
Probably hear it for much more than we see it.
mhm. She just turns to Lejours. He certainly does his clan proud,
Justice.
justice proud, and some other things, but she makes sure that the garage door closes fully. So, am I to understand you want me to
To
join
join,
you, but
join an investigation coterie.
but
Uh, your
more for
primary skills, I think they're more suited for a hound, and being a member of the coterie and being a hound will make you much more adept at investigating, and it will give me an official representation to investigate, having a hound on the the founding members of the coterie. It's
all
a
right.
win-win.
I guess that makes sense. Um,
It will give
Uh,
you a reason to call me up in the middle of the night and ask me to go investigate something. It will give me the official reason to be doing what I need to be doing.
can can I ask you something?
Yes.
This investigation would give you the official backing to do what you'll be doing. What
Yes.
exactly are you going to investigate?
Well, in the past, I have been asked several times to go in as a muscle, as a hired muscle, and be the first guy to walk in and get my head torn off. As an investigation coterie, I may always put the point that we need to verify where we're heading to before we get in. And I don't mind being the first guy in as long as I'm not the first guy with a gun breaking through the door. Currently, the missions I have is to investigate the Maria incident. I don't know if you remember that, but it's some human with an ability to shut down our powers in a city block. We believe she was killed. We need to be sure. Um,
All right. Yeah, that sounds like a thing we should look into.
yes. It will also be a place to collect information because people will need to give us information to get information out of us. And knowing what's happening is a gives you the option of better survival, of joining into places where you should or shouldn't.
If it's focused on reconnaissance, I can fully support it, and I can see a very good use for it. Indeed, I mean, obviously, uh, yeah. Um, she just nods her head. Yeah, but, I mean, the more intel, the better. Uh, Speaking of which, last night at the did everyone get home all right, or did that car return, or what?
The car drove off.
Yeah, I know, but I left before other people did. I don't know if something happened.
The car drove off, and we did nothing about it, and we just sat there, being investigated without taking the correct steps, in my opinion, to investigate it.
Well, it was Mr. Butch's party, and I mean, I couldn't really. I mean, I only saw an asshole come out of the car, but you and Mr. Carpenter seem to be somewhat animated, and as well, Lauren also seemed to, but I don't know, aware of it. It's that thing, right? It's that thing that some people have, right?
Yeah,
What did they call it? Like the second sight or something?
it's what I have, and it didn't work on the car. There was a firewall.
Yeah, but what I mean, I know some of the discipline names, but what is it they call it?
Spirit's touch.
Spirit's touch. Isn't it something with A?
Aspects?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. All right. Yeah, but yeah.
It's another
Okay.
word for
No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but
psychic.
yeah, but I'm guessing like I'll be in on things, but yeah, mainly I'm a little. But I get it. I get it now. Why you want me as a part?
Through animalism. So it's not just your position. It's through animalism and protein. It's as you just mentioned. It's the perfect reconnaissance machine. What I have is a psychic. I can open people minds, read surface thoughts, certain personal skills, that social skills, minor skills in hiding, um, and breaking through all kind of locks. Um, One way or another, we need this team.
All right, I get it. Um, okay. I mean, I get it.
Also, a question before you get railroaded into this: are you interested in becoming Hound?
I don't have much of a choice.
Well, that's the railroaded part of it. I don't have much of a choice to become an investigation person, but
Well,
you
I
can always
mean,
say no. If you want to say no, you
I
say no.
I mean, Limey for his flaws and you know, Rose and Ghost. Uh, there are worse people to hang around with.
All right, so you don't mind by the sheer implicit situation that mm, other teams could be worse. All right, so push for push
Well,
for you to become
we're
Hound
at
as much
war.
as I can.
We're at war, and people, yeah, they die in war apparently, clearly. And well, maybe this gets you a little bit closer to the firing line. I'm okay with that.
All right.
I mean, it's not like, I mean, if there were other candidates, I would encourage them to. But no, I'm not
It's not a permanent
interested.
position. It is not a permanent. Just be there, make a name for yourself, and then put somebody else in your place. That's always a possibility.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a
Uh,
reason why I'm not the Toreador Primogen, because I was able to find somebody else to take the blame.
yeah, that
And
makes sense. I'll remember that one.
eventually, once this team is up and running, I'll probably pass it on to somebody else who can
Hmm,
take the lead. That's
she does. Emily at this point just picks up her cell phone. Ah, fuck. I need. She has. You'll see that she had a bag with her, like a sports bag, like a rucksack,
yes.
some kind of rucksack sports bag, and she just looks at it and she just goes, ah, fuck. Okay. Listen. Yeah, I'm in, but I have to. There's a thing I need to do
Would
or
you like for
get
my
to.
ghoul to drop you somewhere?
No. I'll take a cab.
All
I
right.
just need to. Do you have anywhere? She looks around. This is just a room. Do you have anywhere I can check? Nah, fuck it. She'll go over
Yes,
to the
you can change
corner.
in the garage. I'm leaving now. You'll be all. You have all the garage to yourself.
Yeah, but she'll. Yeah, I'm in a hurry. So you can see that Emily begins to undress. Actually, there. She has her back to you, but she seems. It seems as though she just needs to change fast because obviously she's in a hurry. And yeah, once her most of her clothes are off, you could tell that like
The deal.
she is is been training during her mortal days. You know that when vampires get stronger or like with time, it doesn't show physically.
Yeah.
Emily has clearly been working out or done like a sport, maybe swimming, maybe soccer, something like that, at a quite high level because you can tell that she's broad shoulders and fairly athletically built. But she puts on what is a black evening dress. It looks more elegant than pretty much any time you've seen her. And she puts on some shoes and just, all right,
I'll
yeah, I don't
start
know.
calling you taxi.
No, she thanks you for that. She, hey, thanks. Do you have a mirror or something?
Um, in the garage, I have a crappy mirror. In the washroom attached to the garage, there's a better mirror.
All right, she goes into the washroom quickly.
It's done by the.
It doesn't take long. It takes like a minute and a half, and you can see that she's put on a little bit of makeup, but it's not a lot. Uh, but she's just sitting there. Well, yeah, I really hope I get to do this less than when I'm Hound, but I mean that at least will be.
Social life calling.
Oh, well, invitation to a thing. Um,
To where? Anything I can tag along?
no, it's just sitting. He's invited me specifically. I don't know. It's
Ah,
for me. I don't know.
ah, it's a date. Well,
I don't think so. It was with a specific business thing he wanted to speak about. But
he's a Toreador. Well, anyway, I'm sure it's not a threesome he had in mind. So, well, I don't know him that well yet. But anyways, I hope I hope
you
something.
see an almost scared face for a couple moments on Emily's face. And she tries to relax her face. She's like, "Yeah, that's a good one."
But he is a Toreador and he's French, so be wary. Uh,
Are you serious?
well, you've been around long enough. I'm sure you can handle yourself.
Yeah, but that's kind of weird. She looks at you. She's like,
Yes, he's French.
she
That's
just
weird.
gives you like this like standoffish look. She's just, right. Okay. I'll be careful. Right.
Remember, he's French. And then the cab will get outside.
Yeah. She will do a like fairly decent job of actually being somewhat cordial and saying goodbye to Miss Lejours. You know, it's been a pleasure, and it's good to see that Bubba is well back in some capacity. But you know, thanks for your generosity, and yeah, I'll see you soon, and just keep me posted on the investigation thing.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your support.
No, not a problem. And Emily will wave goodbye, and she will, with her bag and her clothes in the bag and dressed differently, she will enter the taxi, and the taxi will drive off.
And with that, our scene is complete. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, viewers, for watching. And see you all soon. Cheers.